Kurt here, and one of the questions that we get most often when people are thinking about considering a bathroom or kitchen project is, how much is my kitchen going to cost? And one of the things I'd like to do is, before we address that in the next video, is to go ahead and address the different ways that you can actually go ahead and accomplish a kitchen or bath project. So one of the things I like to start out with clients to make them aware when they're considering all of the costs that go into a project is the formula that we use: time plus money plus frustration and stress equals the true cost of a job. And oftentimes people focus on just the money portion as far as what they're going to have to write a check for. And I encourage people to consider all of those factors: the time, the money, the frustration and stress, because that all goes into the cost. So as far as a couple of different ways that you can accomplish a remodeling project is 4 different ways. 1 is to do it yourself. 2 is what we call self-contracting. 3 is using a general contractor. And 4 is a design-build firm. So let's take a look at number 1, do it yourself. Most people are pretty familiar with that. A lot of us have attempted to do a home improvement project by yourself. And the things to be aware of is that you have to have plenty of time to be able to do your research, to be able to look at YouTube videos. You may not do it right the first time, so you may have to do something over. But this is a good scenario for somebody that maybe has some experience in the trades. Maybe they worked during college for somebody, or maybe it was a family member. But the really good advantage of the do-it-yourself is that typically it's going to be the least amount of money that you're going to have to write a check for. Really, all you're going to pay for is the materials and typically some tools. But don't forget the other factors that go into the cost of a project. The second is what we term self-contracting. This is going to be where you determine that you're probably not the best fit to do the work, so you determine you're going to go out and hire different trades to come in and do the different aspects of the project. Sometimes this will be a scenario where you're going to end up with a better project because you've got skilled craftsmen that are doing the portions of the work. But it's typically going to take more time because you're going to have to coordinate all of those trades in doing your project. This is a little bit more costly than to do it yourself, but like I said, you're going to have a lot more stress and frustration with this method because you're trying to manage different people for a project. The third one is general contracting. This is where you hire a general contractor to come in with their trades to perform the duties of the project. So typically with this scenario, you're going to end up with a better quality project in the end. The downside is you're writing a bigger check for a project like this. And the other thing is, usually a general contractor won't have design capabilities in-house. And unfortunately, what can happen with that is there's sometimes a disconnect between what the designer designs and what the contractor is going to build. So if you don't have that really high level of communication between those two, it can lead for a higher stress level during a project. The fourth and final methodology for improving your home is the design-build scenario. That's where you're going to work with one contractor from the design side of things all the way through to the build side of things. That's where DreamMaker Bath and Kitchen falls. This method is the most costly as far as what you actually have to write a check for, but it's the easiest model to accomplish doing a kitchen or bath improvement in your home. You're going to start out working with the designer, make all of your selections, do that all right here in our showroom, and end up with a fixed price contract at the end. Then it moves over to our production team, who's going to do that project in your home for you. It's going to have the smallest time frame, and it's going to be the least amount of stress that you're going to endure doing a project. So today we've taken a look at those 4 different methods: the do-it-yourself, self-contracting, general contracting, and design-build. Each has their pros and cons, but we encourage you to keep in mind that formula of time plus money plus frustration and stress equals the true cost of a project. Best of luck to you.